The marketing and sales funnel is just like a slide. You start at the top of the slide and you slide all the way down. You get this amazing feeling, a rush of adrenaline on your way down, and you just pop out at the end. For you to then just go back around, climb back up at the top and slide back down. At the top of the slide, it's this movement or this transition from a customer being aware of you, your company, or a problem, and they slide all the way down through the different phases, and at the end it's just shut up and take my money, please. You know that meme that goes, take my money. Yeah. So that's basically it. So the different phases are awareness, the customer being aware of your brand, being aware of the problem that they're trying to solve that you solve. The next step is interest. They've consumed some of your content, they've gotten to know who you are, they trust you, and they're interested in possibly fixing this problem that they've now gotten a deep understanding about. That's the best case scenario, that they've understood the problem and understand the different facets of the problem and how you can fix that problem with your product or service. The next step is then conversions. This is where the actual money exchange happens. This is where people will also say closing the sale. This is where you actually have a one-on-one with the person. You sit on a call with them, or however you do it in your business, and you basically close the sale. The sale closure is when money is actually transferred, a contract has been signed, and work has begun in terms of your company is actually helping to fix a service or the product has been delivered. That is the actual exchange. The last stage is retention. You remember I told you about walking around and going back to the top of the funnel and then just slide all the way back down again? That's the last stage, retention. It's how businesses make sure that their customers are retained in their company. They keep them around, they keep them entertained, they continue to give them value even though they've purchased one time. Because the goal of business is to continuously provide value to your customers. It's to continually fix their problems. Let's break down each stage. Now, in this aspect, at different stages of the funnel, you have different tactics, different strategies that you're employing to get the best results. As I said before, we just listed the objectives of each funnel. So let's focus on awareness. You're trying to boost awareness for your company, for your business, or for a specific problem in your niche. The best way how to do that is to make a lot of noise. It's to create tons of content. I created a video recently called Why Every Business Owner Should Be a Content Creator. We basically broke down all of the different benefits in there, but one of the biggest benefits is awareness. It makes people who did not know who you are to know who you are. They get to learn who you are, they get to trust who you are, they build rapport with you. You fix small problems for them through different videos, and they basically become aware of the problem. This is where they start to be like, oh, so this is how this works. I did not even know that I needed that. I did not even know that, oh, okay. Or maybe they knew before, but in your videos or in this stage, the best strategy is to create content. It's to provide infinite amount of information about your niche, about your industry, about your product, about your service, and to let people get to know who you are and show that through video. That's my recommended strategy for this stage. Now the next stage, it's interest. Now they're interested. This is where you start to add in subtle call to actions. You start to be like, hey guys, you need to join my newsletter. You are creating videos for everybody, but then the people who are just still in the awareness phase, they'll just watch your videos and then they'll just move on to the next. But the people who are interested in fixing the problem, they're looking for a way out of the awareness section. That's the objective here. So you have to give them ways how to get out of the awareness phase. Okay, how do I fix this problem? Okay, do I need to give my email address and join your newsletter? Do I need to do something in exchange for something? What is that? What is it? Maybe even creating more specialized content for them. Maybe you have it on like a Patreon that you give it to them. Maybe you have a newsletter. I personally believe that everybody should have a newsletter. But this is once you've mastered the awareness section of the funnel, you then need to get into email marketing. The reason why you need to get into email marketing is because it is a one-click button to all of your customers who are interested in what you do. With awareness, it's on social media or however channel I'm promoting social media. So it's on social media. Every time you post a video, not all of your followers see your video. I would love that. If every video I post, I got 1,800 views. That's where we're at today. But that's not the case. It shows your videos to a percentage of your subscribers or random viewers, and based on how they react to that video, they will then show it to more of your followers and more to people who don't know who you are. That's how it works. But with email marketing, it's their email. You have a direct source to be like, hey, I want you to know about this. And if you have 100 people on your email, every time you send an email to them, 100 people receives it. So that's really good. The thing with email marketing that you'll learn once you start to study it is that you really need to make sure that you conquer the awareness phase, and that you make sure that the people who are getting the emails are actually opening the emails and want to actually click on what you're saying inside of your emails, and they're interested in purchasing. Now, the next way as well inside of this interest zone of the content and the marketing and sales funnel is that you also want to try and get some of these people on a call. You want to actually have one-on-one sessions with them, and this is not necessarily to try and sell them something. It is to try and figure out where they are and what they're trying to achieve, because some of the times they're interested in problems that are not worthy of your time or worthy of your service. And you want to make sure that as you go down the funnel, you have people who are fitting exactly the criteria that you have created. You want to make sure that they fit the criteria. If they do not fit this criteria, you will start to have results and instances and occurrences that you did not plan for. Every single thing that happens in this funnel, you need to plan for. It's called the customer journey. You need to make sure that you plan an entire experience for your customers, from just understanding who you are or knowing who you are, arriving at your first video, to all the way until they purchase from you and you want them to purchase again. So again, interest, this is where you want to start booking one-on-one calls with them. You want to create specialized content for them. You want to make sure that they're starting to get a higher level of attention, because then you want to figure out, are they just interested and want to just stay at the interested stage? Maybe they don't have enough money and they just want to get your expertise on how to fix a problem themselves. That is fine. That is completely fine. I know a lot of people try to not give away their secrets to how they solve their problems, but that's not true. There's no secrets to how problems are solved unless you have an actual patented way how to do this thing. People are going to find out. But if you're the person who shows them the way, then you become a mentor, you become a trusted source. They will always come back to you, and whenever they want to solve a bigger problem, they will always have problems, my friend. The world is literally a bag of problems, and you're just here solving them for money. That's what we're all doing, right? At different stages, at different scales. That's it. So then you want to move all the people who really have fit the criteria of saying, hey, I really am interested in buying this thing. You know about their situation. Hey, I know it is. Jim has been in business for about 10 years. He really wants to get into content marketing because he's had bad experiences with ads, or he's had sales with ads, but the people don't necessarily, use his products the way in which he would want them to actually use his products, love his products, and show up every single time, continuously buying his products, etc. You have these people that are really interested. They're ready to actually give you money. They're like, hey man, just take my money, please. And you take them all out to the interested section and bring them down to conversions. In conversions, this is where now you need to trigger the sale. This is where you start to give them specialized offers. You want to tailor an offer to their specific circumstance. You want to listen to what they have to say in the interested section on those discovery meetings, and you want to give them a specialized offer. If you've given them an offer and they're still not maybe taking the bait, you need to figure out why they're not really purchasing your services, because they're interested and you know that they possibly have enough money. More than likely, anybody who is at the interested section and they're ready to leave that section, they have enough money. They're just things that you need to figure out. And this is where now we're starting to bleed over into the sales section. If you realize, we're actually trying to get money from them. All along, we weren't trying to get money from them. We're trying to help them with small problems. We're trying to understand their position. We're trying to know who they are and how exactly do we fit. Do these two puzzle pieces fit? Now in conversions, we need to actually fit those two puzzles together, because we know everything, the criteria for everything has been met. We now need to figure out all of the problems that are causing us not to connect. What is causing us to not receive money from this client or signing a contract with this client? What is it? Is it that the offer is not good enough? Is it that it's not valuable enough? A lot of people sometimes too, they think that they have the best offer. It's the first offer they've ever written in their entire life, and they think it's the best offer. and the people just don't want the offer because it's not valuable. It's not going to possibly make them money. It's not going to benefit them. They have to probably put out too much effort. It's just not desirable enough. So you have to work on all of these type of things inside of the conversion section of the funnel. This is all about sales. You have to learn how to talk to these people one-on-one, booking meetings, setting meetings, keeping up with meetings, and building a relationship with these people, because now you're most likely going to be working with them if it's a service type of business. If it's a product type of business, now you need to figure out, okay, why doesn't this product fit for them? Did you mess up something in the interest transition there? Did they really meet all the criteria? I'll break down this section even more in another video, because sales is a topic for itself, man, and it's really interesting. It's really amazing, the things that I've learned from sales. Ultimate Sales Machine, Grant Cardone books on sales. These guys write amazing books on sales, but I'll be doing videos on these books and the principles for sales to help you to get higher sales. Now this person has bought your product or they've bought your service. You've probably fulfilled the service or you're fulfilling the service, and now you're like, this is a really good client, this is a really good customer, we fit, all of these things happened. Now we need to make them do it again. Now we need this to happen again, you know, every single time. Come on, man. It's really good getting $1,000 from a client. Now you need to get $1,000 every month. Figuring out how do you basically scale value and how do you bring value to this client repeatedly. And this section of the funnel is actually pretty easy, because you now know everything about the client. You've provided the client with money, because most of the times when you sell somebody something, they're going to make money back from it, especially if it's B2B. If it's B2C, it's value. You provide them with maybe feeling something or saving them time or reaching some form of goal. You're giving them something and they've given you money. The first time is the hardest. The first kiss is the hardest. But after that, now it's time, hey, we got to do this more often. We got to go on the second date. We have to seal the deal, and now we have to repeat this. You now need to create very specialized offers. You need to put them on your newsletter, but maybe giving them a special section of your newsletter. They booked your service, but now they're going to have new problems, because as I said, as soon as you fix a problem, there are new problems to solve. That's just life. That's just how life works. So now you need to have those new problems that you have to solve for your customer on your retention system. How to make sure that you're constantly communicating with your clients. Hey, you know, after we fix this type of thing, you're going to need a continuous stream of content. You're going to need this. The first time I read about this was a carpet cleaning business. They'll install the carpets for their customers, and they don't hear back from their customers ever. But then the consultant who came in, he started to realize you could be making so much more money if you tried to literally educate your customers about the fact that after about 3 months or 2 months, the amount of germs that is on their carpet, even if they're vacuuming every day, is still at a very high level, and it could cause them actual illness and all sorts of asthmatic problems or lung problems and so forth. And this is now where you will tell them about your carpet cleaning service that they had all this time but just weren't using, because they weren't really pitching it as a retention type of service. So this is how it is. A really good place to learn about creating offers and creating stuff like that. We'll create a video on it, but a really good place to learn it, if you really just want to hammer it all down, is in Alex Hormoz's $100 million offer book. It's really good. Highly recommend that book. I learned a ton in that book. I read that book like over 20 times, and every time I read the book, I would create an offer while I'm reading the book. And that's when I really realized the first offer that you create in anything, in any business, is normally trash. It's normally trash because you don't understand so many things. Wow, you could be charging so much more. There's a bigger problem that you're not even realizing that is right there. They're the core of the problem. The way in which you bundle your problems together, you solve to your problems together to form this offer, and etc, etc, etc. This is basically the nuances of the funnel. You need to understand that, okay, you need to study sales and you need to study marketing one-on-one, individually maybe, but they both come together. And if you're even a business owner and you have a team, your marketing team and your sales team, they need to be friends. They need to be sharing reports regularly, because the marketing side is all about awareness and interest. The sales side is all about conversions and retention. And these two things, they can't live without each other, because then once you sell your customer and you want to retain them, it's all then again about retention. Is very similar to interest. You need to then again be having some one-on-ones with these customers, understanding the different criteria that need to be met for for another conversion to be met and another conversion to be met, and so forth and so forth. So it's really this big slide that you go down. As I said, you go down this slide and you want to come back up. It's all about the customer experience. So marketing and sales, the funnel, that's just it. You don't need to understand anything else here. I don't want to overcomplicate it. You know, any other video that we do on this type of topics, it's then gonna be just individual sections of the funnel. So we'll be doing videos on awareness, videos on interest, videos on conversions, and videos on retentions, right? And even just conversions, which is sales, we'll do probably tons of videos there, because sales is massive. This is the system that I'm building, and we do that through content. We create content, we build trust with people, and then we start to go one-on-one. By the time we start calling people, they know who we are, they know us by name, they know every single thing. And then people will basically not treat us like they treat telemarketers. Be like, okay man, I'm treating you with a certain level of disgust. But you have to remember, the way in which this is also situated, and you'll probably find other people situating their marketing and sales funnel differently, but the way in which this one is situated is to attract customers, because you have sales systems that are about chasing customers. But I learned from the great Dan Kennedy that anything that you chase will always run away, and that's why telemarketers have such a rough time sometimes, because they're chasing their customers. Their customers don't even know who they are, man. They don't even know who you are. You're calling my phone 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning to try and sell me something. I don't even know who you are. And that is just a very rough experience if you've never done it before. Sometimes you get thick skin and you get to understand it. Sure, if that is for you. But the way in which we do it here, we try to attract customers by being like, hey, you're all about healthy living. Here's our water bottle that we use. Or hey, this is how we eat, this is how we do this dinner, and so forth. And just very lightly start to build a relationship with these people, solving small problems. They start to love our videos. They maybe start to binge our videos. Then they start to be interested in actually changing their lives, actually making a change, actually acting on the problem, putting a solve to it. They're interested in doing that. They now want to know more. They want to understand the process. How do I actually change this thing? And so forth. Attracting will always lead to a higher return, in my opinion, than chasing. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.